Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Dragon and Garp have a father-son relationship that's somewhat distant. Both work in rival organizations, which technically makes them enemies. But although this possible rivalry between them excites, neither seems to care about the existence of the other, allowing them to act in any way that they want. But despite being on different sides of the law, they both seek the same purpose, to change the world and make it a better place. But as we previously said, each one follows a divergent path to achieve the same goal. But at the same point, that same goal that they have could make them meet up again. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Dragon and Garp's relationship, how these two characters' relationship is, and the possibility of them two meeting together to face off against Teach. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like and even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out, especially with that old YouTube algorithm, and it motivates us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or another one of your favorites with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So my friends, as Garp realized that they were living in a remarkably peaceful era, Dragon expresses his disgust at Garp's view of peace as nothing more than a form of oppression by people who have power and control over the weak, like Tequila Wolf in the Goa Kingdom, where ordinary people are put through horrible living conditions just to supply the upper level in celestial dragons. Garp, at least on the surface, seems to have an extremely different ideology from his son. Garp takes pride and contentment in being a Marine, he helps people against pirates and other bandits who try to do them harm, and he serves under the world government's commands. Dragon, on the other hand, absolutely despises the world government, to the point of becoming a revolutionary and trying to overthrow it. However, they have one point in common. They both have a great hatred for the celestial dragons, because with their actions and the way that they feel superior to other humans, they take away freedom and consider others as objects. This demonstrates that although they might have different ideals, both have a common goal: to get the celestial dragons out of power and to restore peace to the world, allowing people to live happily and freely wherever they may live. As far as we've seen in the manga, they don't seem to have ever crossed paths, nor have they ever spoken about each other, although this meeting might be closer to happening than we think, because currently Garp is going to Fullerland, the pirate island, to rescue Koby, which could end up causing a big problem worldwide if it happens, because this island is a territory of Teach's, one of the Yonko, the four most powerful pirates in the world, and Garp is only going there with a few handful of Marines for this rescue, as the rest of the Marines are currently headed to Egghead Island to confront the Straw Hats and take care of Vegapunk. Because of this ragtag crew, Garp is not going to be able to call for reinforcements as necessary, because the Navy refuses to save Koby, and he's also going to have to do it without the help of an admiral, because as we know, Kizaru is currently on his way to Egghead, while Ryukugyu and Fujitora are possibly still evaluating the events that happened in Marijois. So if there's no admirals and no backup to help Garp during this conflict, this opens up the possibility that Dragon may appear in this confrontation to help Garp face Teach. Now currently, Dragon is on Memorial Island, completely confused about what just happened with Kuma, leaving them unable to take any action as Kuma suddenly used the power of his fruit to go somewhere that they don't know the location of. This event may allow the revolutionaries to get on with other work as they try to figure out Kuma's current location and what he intends to do. And at some point during Garp and Teach's confrontation, the news of these two characters battling may be announced worldwide, making Dragon aware of what's happening. And if it's announced worldwide that Garp is battling Teach, this would allow Dragon to unite with his father to be able to face this Yonko, because Teach is the pirate that's causing the most problems in the world of One Piece, causing multiple conflicts and trying to increase his strength. If Teach's plans were to succeed, he would be able to become all the more powerful, potentially causing serious problems for the revolutionaries, something that he has done before. After the Dressrosa arc, Teach's crew managed to find the former base of the revolutionaries after following Sabo back to it, and they completely destroyed this location, forcing the revolutionaries to move to another location. And if Teach managed to further increase the strength of his crew and ever manages to find where the revolutionaries are gathering again, it could lead to an even bigger conflict than before. So it might be this very situation that catalyzes Dragon to go intervene and help his father against Teach. Because if Teach were to grow too strong, that would definitely throw the world out of balance. And if Dragon shows up, this further increases the possibility that Garp will be able to get out of this confrontation alive along with Koby. So with this, there is a possibility that together they might be able to defeat Teach, or at least delay his plans, because Teach apparently is going to be Luffy's final enemy. So Teach might only be defeated in final and in total in a confrontation near the end of the One Piece story. But the alliance of Dragon Garp will at the very least delay Teach and prevent him from fighting the One Piece faster. This then opens up the door for Luffy to continue his search for the Last Road poneglyph so that he can be the first to find the One Piece treasure. Now, for those who may not know, or at least are having trouble keeping all of these storylines together, all of these confrontations that are about to happen originated during Kobe's mission to capture the Kuja Empress, the former warlord known as Boa Hancock. Upon arriving on Kuja Island, Kobe uses S-Snake and S-Hawk to attack the Kuja pirates, managing to obtain a good advantage due to the incredible power that the Seraphim have. However, during this same confrontation, Teach appeared on the island, seeking to obtain Boa Hancock's power to give to a member of his crew, causing even more confusion on the island. But during all of the confusion, Teach demonstrated that he was interested in Kobe, and even went as far as thanking him for indirectly helping him conquer the island of the pirates, an ancient island called Fullaled that belonged to the great pirate Sebek, and that was being dominated by another pirate. Also, although they were on opposite sides, they had the same objective at the moment, to capture Boa Hancock, but with different purposes, which meant that they had to reach a consensus to know who would stay with Boa Hancock, while the Empress and her allies struggled to defeat these two sets of enemies. And the situation was looking pretty dark until Silver's Rayleigh appeared on Amazon Lily, fighting alongside Boa Hancock, and it was only the presence of this legendary pirate that caused Kobe and Teach to retreat with their crews, causing the pirates and the Navy to leave the island for fear of having to face off against Silver's Rayleigh, the legend and former right-hand man of Gol D. Roger. Rayleigh's presence allowed Boa Hancock to remain safe. However, Kobe was still in danger because Teach managed to capture him while he was returning to his boat, taking Kobe to the pirates' island with him for some reason yet to be revealed. Now, we all know that Teach is pretty crafty, and he could be using Kobe just to bait and attract some important sailors, maybe even Garp himself, who is going there right now to defeat Teach, and this could be Teach's ultimate plan. And if Garp is the one that Teach is after, it's virtually impossible for Teach to have ever predicted where Garp would be at any one time in the world, so Teach just cut to the chase and captured Kobe to attract someone who cared about this sailor's life, because he had a big heart and because he knew that Garp was Kobe's mentor, Garp being the most predictable sailor who would always and forever participate in his rescue. And if that's indeed the case, Teach must have some greater purpose for wanting Garp to come to him, and he may even want to have him come there just so he can take his life. That way Teach can get even more fame or get something out of Garp that he knows he knows. But all of these plans could be ruined if Dragon actually appeared on the pirates' island to help Garp defeat him, and all that preparation and planning that Teach had done would be completely ruined by the appearance of the commander of the Revolutionary Army. But if this still were to happen, not only would there be a huge confusion going on Fullaled, there's still the possibility that during this confrontation, Garp could end up getting killed. This would cause Dragon and Luffy to have an even greater amount of hatred for Teach. This would set up a battle between Teach and Luffy, where Luffy would be able to unleash all of his fury against Teach, something which Luffy really has never done against another enemy. Now, although Luffy has fought several times with enemies that hurt his friends, such as Doflamingo, Kaido, and Lucci, among others, Luffy might have been enraged, but he's never seen an enemy take out someone that important right in front of him. In fairness, Luffy did see Akainu take Ace's life, but he was shocked at the scene and caused his whole body to freeze up, and the shock was intense, causing Luffy to faint. But if Garp lost his life during a battle with Teach, this will cause Luffy to use all his power imbued in fury, using techniques in which have never been shown, and not only an unstoppable fury that will cause Teach to be defeated in the most brutal way possible. We might even get an opportunity to see Dragon directly confront Teach to avenge his father, because even if Dragon and Garp didn't have a great relationship, this would bring Dragon's fury and fully awaken him, making Teach the target of the Straw Hats, the Revolutionaries, as well as the Marines. And we also mustn't forget about Kobe being the main sailor who would want to get stronger to face Teach and make him pay for all the cruelty he did during his life as a pirate, making Teach the most hunted pirate in the world. But with all that said, my friends, we'd now love to know what you think about it. First off, do you think Garp and Dragon have been in contact throughout our story? Now, we've never seen it happen in a panel or it's never been alluded to, but do you think Dragon and Garp are fully estranged and haven't talked this entire story? Or have they found little moments to connect? Secondly, when it's found out that Garp is on his way to confront Teach, do you think that'll cause Dragon to want to step into the fray? And finally, why do you think Kobe is so important to Teach? Is it so he can bait and lure someone to Fullaled? Or do you think there's a deeper purpose at foot? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video for the day, we'd like to thank you all so much for watching the video, especially those of you who've made it here to the very end with us. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in our next video. Let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.